In the rapidly changing world of military technology, there's one area that's becoming increasingly crucial in shaping the future of warfare: robotic soldiers. And it's no surprise that two of the world's biggest military powers, China and the United States, are at the forefront of this technological race. From invisible suits for soldiers to robot dogs armed for combat, the battlefield of the future is already being defined today. But behind this high-tech revolution lies something deeper: a growing tension between China and the US, each vying for military superiority. Let's take a closer look at the cutting-edge military robotics that both countries are developing, and why this technological arms race could have serious consequences for global defense strategies and even international relations. China's high-tech army, stealth, and autonomy. It's no secret that China's military is pushing the boundaries of modern warfare technology. One of the most shocking revelations from recent intelligence is that the Chinese are developing invisibility suits for their soldiers. Imagine soldiers that can disappear from sight, literally, with special materials that absorb light and thermal radiation. This isn't just science fiction anymore. Experts suggest that China is on the verge of a breakthrough that could give them an edge on the battlefield. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. China is also working on an invisibility suit for its robotic soldiers, specifically their robot dogs. Yes, robot dogs. These robotic animals used for tasks like reconnaissance, patrols, and even demining are now being equipped with high-tech camouflage to make them invisible to visual and thermal detection. This isn't just about a cool trick. The ability to hide from infrared and night vision cameras would give these robots a massive advantage, particularly in covert operations. Imagine sending a team of invisible robot dogs behind enemy lines, gathering intelligence, and striking without ever being seen. It's a game-changing technology that could completely revolutionize military tactics. The American response keeping up with China's innovations. On the other side of the world, America is hard at work trying to stay competitive in this rapidly advancing field. As the Chinese push forward with their own robot dogs, the US military is conducting its own set of tests to integrate robots into its arsenal. One of the most noteworthy developments has been the Vision 60 robot dogs. These quad-decked robots are not just designed to look cute, they are armed and ready for battle. In fact, the US Army is testing robots that are equipped with targeting systems and AR-15 rifles designed to take out threats from a distance. These robots are operated remotely, meaning soldiers can control them from a safe distance using specialized tablets. They are perfect for tasks like reconnaissance or perimeter defense, and their ability to navigate rough terrain gives them an edge in hostile environments. One of the more interesting developments from the US military comes from Fort Drum, where they've been testing robot dogs in a program called Operation Hard Kill. During these tests, the Ghost Robotics Vision 60 units were tested with military-grade weaponry, proving they could be used for both offensive and defensive purposes in urban combat. They can even respond rapidly to emerging threats, which makes them an invaluable asset in today's unpredictable battlefield. China's growing dominance in robot technology, but let's not forget, China's advancements don't end with the stealth capabilities of their robot dogs. The Chinese military has taken things to the next level. In a joint exercise with Cambodia, China showcased its impressive quadruped robots equipped with automatic rifles designed for urban combat. These robot dogs can autonomously identify targets and engage enemy forces, with up to 2,000 troops involved in the drills. The robot dogs, based on China's Unri Go model, are capable of carrying payloads moving at speeds of up to 3.5 meters per second and using artificial intelligence to analyze and execute combat tactics. The models range in price from $180 to $3,000 depending on the version, and the Unri Go robots can carry weapons, including automatic rifles, making them versatile machines in any combat situation. They're designed not just for recognizing but also for combat support, giving them the ability to quickly respond to battlefield changes. The US responds, arming robot dogs for urban warfare. Meanwhile, the US military is also pushing forward with the integration of weapons onto its robot dogs. The US Marine Corps has been testing a modified M72 grenade launcher mounted onto the back of the Unri Go 1 robot dog. This weaponized robot dog is designed for urban combat, allowing soldiers to engage enemies from a safe distance while hiding behind cover or safely away from direct combat zones. This technology is extremely useful for urban warfare, where moving through narrow streets and building complexes can be deadly. The idea is that the robot dog can use its advanced mobility to access hard-to-reach locations and even suppress enemy fire with its mounted grenade launcher. In fact, sandbags are placed around the robot to stabilize it when firing, ensuring the recoil doesn't interfere with its performance. What makes this situation even more interesting is that the Unri Go 1 robot dog comes from Unri, a Chinese company. It's a perfect example of how US military technology is getting caught in the web of globalized tech companies, with China and America pushing each other to innovate faster than ever before. But the question remains, how much do these developments play into the already tense relations between these two countries? Ethical and strategic implications. A dangerous arms race? As this tech war intensifies, it's clear that the US and China are both walking a fine line when it comes to autonomous weapons. The potential for these robot dogs to be used in combat raises critical ethical questions. Who is responsible when a robot makes a lethal decision? Can we trust AI to decide life and death situations? It's an issue that continues to plague discussions about the future of military robotics. Take, for example, the Bloodwing robot, a robotic dog developed by Kestrel Defense. This machine is designed for strike operations behind enemy lines, dropping from a drone and providing fire support in hard-to-reach areas. It's the next evolution in military robotics, a machine that's not just designed to observe, but to actively engage and support strikes on enemy positions. The US focus: robot dogs for protection and safety. While China is making huge strides in the military sector, the US is taking a more cautious approach to some of these technologies. For instance, the US military has been testing robot dogs in search and rescue operations, using them to help locate survivors in disaster zones or carry out detection tasks in dangerous areas. This dual-purpose approach to robotics, where they can be used for both military and civilian purposes, is something we saw highlighted at the Army Forum 2024, where robotic systems were showcased for both combat and humanitarian missions. One such robot from Kestrel Defense was designed to assist in search and rescue missions. The focus on flexibility, using robots for both war and peace, reflects a broader US strategy to ensure its technological supremacy extends beyond the battlefield. China's Sphere Police robot, a new threat? As China's robot technology advances, we're also seeing innovations outside the military sphere. One such development is China's police robot, a sphere-shaped autonomous machine capable of patrolling streets and pursuing criminals. This robot is fast, highly mobile, and capable of maneuvering through a variety of terrains, including swimming. Equipped with artificial intelligence, the robot can operate autonomously, tracking suspects and responding to threats. While this may sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, the reality is that these robots could soon become a staple in urban security operations. This brings up a critical question. If China is using these robots to enforce the law, could this technology eventually be used for more authoritarian purposes? A future of uncertainty. As the US and China continue their battle for supremacy in robotics, it's clear that the stakes are high. These innovations, whether in the form of invisible robot dogs, weaponized combat systems, or advanced police surveillance, are reshaping how we think about war, security, and governance. And in the midst of all this, former President Donald Trump remains a significant figure in the US-China narrative. His administration's tough stance on China, with tariffs and trade wars, set the stage for today's technological rivalry. As tensions between the two powers continue to rise, it's hard to ignore the broader implications. Could the future of global peace depend on these very robots? The question remains, as both countries race to develop more sophisticated machines, who will come out on top? And how will this arms race shape the future of international relations? The next few years could define how wars are fought and who controls the robotic future. Will America's technological prowess and military power continue to dominate? Or will China's bold innovations set a new standard? Time will tell, but one thing's for certain: the race is on.